In the race for the world title in the saddle bronc riding, with this tough bin of horses we have at the finals, it may come down to the brute strength of Kent Cooper.
Well, I'm going to go with Brad Jerdmanson. Not because I don't like Cooper, but this little Norwegian came to the finals this year with his hammer caught. Right here in the first round, he shows us what Brad Jerdmanson, the world champion, is made of, as he makes his first move on Kent Cooper and just wins this round with an 80-point ride. Jumping right back into round two, it is the Canadian champion from Millville, Alberta, Jimmy Kelts, winning the round with an 82-point ride. Brad Jerdmanson jumps in for a second with an 80. Now watch out for him. In the third round, it is Kent Cooper making his bid for the world championship from Declo, Idaho. The leader wins the round, but he has to split it with Monty Hinson. Each of them marking us 75 points. Brad Jerdmanson bucked off too now. He's out of that average. That might hurt his chances to catch up on Cooper. Crashing into round four, Jimmy Kelts takes the round with a 79-point ride. And as of right now, Kent Cooper has only placed one time. In the fifth round, Montana's Bud Pauley, now living at Shepherd, takes the fifth round with an 82 score. It's the first time we've seen him really show up, jumping out there with a big one. Brad Jerdmanson, here in the sixth round, after two buck-offs, back in the saddle again, right where he belongs, looking like a world champion, wins the round with an 80-point ride. He now has 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and a couple of buck-offs, but he's won over $13,000. Seventh round, Dave Appleton is going to go to the lead as the Australian marks one out at a 79-point ride. In the eighth round, we really find out what Bobby Brown is made out of from Fort Worth, Texas. Ducking, diving, jumping, kicking horse with a 77 points. Now, the way it looks, Ken Cooper is second in that average right now, and if he holds there, he'll win about $7,300. Brad's won over $16,300 in the rounds alone, even with his buck-offs. In this 10th round, it's going to be 16 seconds of competition between the two of them. What I'm saying is Cooper can't buck off, Brad has to ride, and if Cooper wins a part of the average when we're done, it might be neck and neck. This is one of the tightest races in the 10th round.
It is a tight one. Here are the top 5 in the world standings in the saddle bronc riding. Jerdmanson's in the lead now. Kent Cooper came here in the lead. He's holding second. Then we look to Monty Hinson, Clint Johnson, and Bud Pauley. You're absolutely right. He celebrated his birthday here 11 times.
Oh, man.
Bad River of the Harry Goldstring. A tough out on the horse. Little rank right there in the gate. Now, Coleman bucked off of his first horse. Kind of an unusual situation for him to go out of the average that early.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a great cowboy of North America. As we come back, they're going with a 77 score from Al Coleman, and there's the spurring style that did it for him.
Now, Rick bucked down of a couple of horses very, very sharp. That's happened to nearly everyone here. And we certainly compliment our livestock contractors for the good horses they've brought here. This is a Kirby horse, Lopier. He's a big 12-year-old, and he does have power. You can see that. And again, Rick Smith, a little bit sore after a week of tough riding here. He says, now run over me. Add a little insult to injury.
Why not? This is an easy way down for him tonight. Last night, he hit the ground in a full alley-oop end over end and got up and talked to Larry Mahan and laughed about it.
Canadian this afternoon, called Banner.
Blaine Danes, a young man from Canada, they have slammed him to the ground the last 2 go-arounds. Last night, you'd have thought it would break an egg in him, but he's right back here. The little guy at 5'8", 150 pounds, he's right the prime of life.
This is the Banner horse from Swanee Kirby. Look at this horse back, an 8-year-old sow gelding that came from the Canadian contractor this year. Oh, man, what a cowboy. Second year at the national finals 3 times. To the Canadian finals, tipping his hat to the Maple Leaf flags as they're flying high. And here tonight. And an 80 score. We're going to move him up to the lead. What a great ride. Look at this. Long stroke, and when the horse is in the air, he's with him. Hadley, there's a bronc rider.
That is a bronc rider, and that's a classy ride. I cannot believe that this man isn't so sore that it would be virtually impossible to do this, but he did.
Good money horse from Benny Butler's Rodeo Company, Good Times.
This is Jimmy Kelts. Now, he's drawn a horse called Good Times, an Oklahoma horse of Butler and Son. A big bay horse that was purchased and named after Bill Goodtime Feddersen, a guy that has been to the national finals in the bronc riding.
Willowville, Alberta. Here's the Canadian champion for the first time in his life. You're going to see a smart ride again. Up, 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 no. Oh, he hung in a stirrup. They hung back against that cantle board. It's a Jim Brown way to the ground, and that hurts when you hit on 3 points like that. Oh, boy, does that jar you. 2 feet from the chutes, and it's packed real hard right there. About like landing in the street out in front of your house. Watch. Hang right here, 1 jump. Now there's where he hangs, and there, the right foot comes out of the stirrup.
Right.
Went right where he looked.
He missed the cantle with that right foot. Dave Botham. This is the man. This is the, well, it's a veteran old horse, Kojak. Harry Vold owns him. The horse has been here many times.
He's 12 years old. This is a stud. Look at the bay horse. Give it to him today for the man from Rainbow Realty. Ride on from Echo, Oregon. Looking good, kid. Oh, boy, I bet you some happy folks watching this tonight in his home country. There's a cowboy. He's a real estate dealer, a carpenter, a family man, and he drives them fancy Cadillac cars. Shades of Casey Tibbs right here.
The score for that young man this afternoon is 7-0.
70 points is what they're bringing up. You can see why here he's kind of hanging. The spur stroke is not as long as it could or should be. He missed about 3 jumps.
This man has ridden all 10 horses. He's one of only 3 that has a chance to do that. Boy, that's quite a feat on this pen.
Bud Monroe, Valley Mills, Texas. Here's the only cowboy that's qualified along with his wife this year. Last year we had 3 husband and wife teams. Bud is just about as consistent as they come to in the last 7 or 8 years at the finals. Born and raised in Montana. Here is a born-to-be cowboy. I know that his folks are up there. If you've ever met Bud's dad, you'll know what it is to meet a Montana rancher. If you need a haircut, he'll loan you 5 for one, too. Here's a camaraderie coming up right now. Bobby Brown stepping in to help him.
They say that this horse will get in the air, hang a little. He can be pretty showy. They say he's nice to ride if you get tapped out right.
Oh, boy.
Monroe has it together.
This is Kicking Bear of Harry Vold's 9-year-old bucking horse, and a good one from the Bar HV.
Monroe, your cowboy, his wife, Jimmy, of course, the president of the WPRA, and she'll be out in the barrel racing in just a few moments.
This is bound to be a tough round. The boys that are out of the average again, they're just going to go for the 1 hole. And the scores kind of reflect that.
Move down a foot small. 78 points for Bud Monroe.
Good score, 78. Monroe moves into second place in the round. All right, Bud Pauly is down on the horse called Cowboy of the Calgary Rodeo Company. The horse is a little nervous in the chute. He's having trouble getting out. Coming out backwards now. Whoa! That's a bad start for
Yeah,
Pauly.
it is. Here's a man won $13,700 this week. See if he can add to it in this round where there's 4 monies to be paid. From Shepherd, Montana, another ranch cowboy. Eugene Weekly taking the rein. He said, come on, Bud, it's all over. What a great week. He's hit the ground a couple of times real hard. I think with that start there, that kind of just took the air out of him.
And our score is 70 points.
It's a 70-point ride for Bud Pauly. Now there you see the trouble. See the horse? The horse doesn't even realize the gate's open. How do you keep the control together? I think you called it right. You can get a little out of time, and it cost Bud a couple of seconds trying to get the rhythm going.
Great recovery after the first jump. Great recovery. From the small town of Small, Idaho, it's Butch Small, just north of Du Bois, a little bit north of Old Pocatello. Now watch this cowboy. He's had a fair week. When he's hot, there isn't anybody hotter than this man, and look at him spur. Jump, kick, ride, reach, and scratch. Lift on the rein. There isn't anybody at Oregon Canyon Ranch tonight ride any better one than that. Looking good. Lift the rein to the pickup man. Brad Churchill set him down. That is smooth. 78. Horse standing real well. Former world champion in this event.
You see the owner of the horse, Del Hall, up there helping the cowboy out, trying to keep the horse settled for him.
Here's our shoot boss, Darrell Barron, Fort Worth, Texas. He said, let's try him, boys. Let's try him. Here's a man that spurs as good as anybody has in the last 20 years. Casey Tibbs would tell you the same thing. Beautiful job. Takes the horse underneath the cowboy to make sure that that's going to work, however. Without that action of the jump and the kick, you don't get to tip your hat after a ride like that. Take another look at it. There's the first jump out of there. When the horse's front feet come in contact with the ground, make sure that you've spurred him out of your spur at that point of the shoulder on both sides. Otherwise, you'll see a disqualification. 74 for Clint Johnson. Look at this guy. You recognize him? Monty Hawkeye Henson, 3-time champ of the world. Blowout of Butler and Son. This is a new horse and a rank dude, believe me. Boy, it is a good storm he's in. Perfect timing. Jumping and kicking. Well, the two cowboys that do the jump off, Monty Henson and Bobby Brown, are both going to take the pickup man's way to the ground. Might be a new horse, but he's going to be around a long time, and Benny's got a whole crowd full of them, just like that one. 78 points now. We've got a lot of those today. We've got an 83-78 now tie for second, third, and fourth. There's the style that's made Monty Henson not only one of the more popular cowboys, but the multi-world champion. The best he can do this year is at about third for the title. He could win the National Finals Rodeo, and that'd be important to him.
The next man with a lot of pressure on him, Kent Cooper, is getting on a horse called Gray Velvet. Now, Gray Velvet just threw a little fit in the chute here, and it's very important that that horse saves all of his energy for the second when that gate comes open, because Kent is going to need all of the power he can get. Not enough to throw him off, but just enough to make a good ride. Feet are in the strips. Making sure everything is right. Nods his head. Kent Cooper, this could mean the World's Championship. Good spur out. Now going to the neck. Look at the toes up over the point of the shoulders. Horse jumping and kicking straight away. Nice to ride. A good draw. Kent made a nice, classy bronc ride. Might not win today, Monday. They've already ridden some good rank horses, but he definitely has cinched that second place in the average. Let's see what the judge, 79 points, which will put him in a tie for, that puts him in for second place for the go-around. Now, Brad Germanson has drawn the horse that has been ridden only 2 times this year, and he rode him 1 time. The pressure is on this cowboy.
All right, as he's walking back, he's trying to calculate in his mind right now what that 79 holds him second in the round right behind Dwayne Daines, knowing that he has to win second, maybe win first, because this man right here on the Bucking Horse of the Year, this is Brad Germanson, the world champion from Marshall, North Dakota, and a great horse called Try Me. This is the second matchup. At Innisfail, Alberta, Canada last summer, this cowboy had the horse and rode him. Try Me has already bucked off one cowboy here this week. The hard way for the Bay Mare. Look at the man ride. You're watching a world champion Bucking Horse rider. It's supposed to be this way. That mare is bad. Duck and dive, jump and kick. Man, I'll tell you what, anybody at Oregon Canyon today watching that horse, there's a bucket horse and the crowd is loving it.
They are loving it, and if you think for a minute that that's a planned deal, it's not. They draw them out of the hat. You take it right to the wire. The world's champion bronc rider, the world's champion bronc, you put them together.
83 points, they're going to put him in the lead. This is exactly what he had to do in this last and 10th and final round. Look at here. Jump and hold and kicked and
Look at Hawkeye.
Look at Monty Henson in the background cheering him on. Everybody wants him to win it again. Kent Cooper, we love you. I know you were trying, and he held it all year.
Final results of the 10th go-around. The final evaluation of the judges' sheets show Brad Germanson with the win, Dwayne Daines in second place. Kent Cooper dropped to third and fourth with the split with Monty Henson, so we're looking at almost a $2,000 difference in the winning between Germanson and Cooper. That could make the difference right there.
Well, here he is. Here's the world's champion saddle bronc rider of 1984, Brad Germanson. Less than $100. You won the championship. You were a late comer. You really didn't have a shot at it until after the Cow Palace, or at the Cow Palace, which was the last rodeo of the year. Brad, how do you feel?
I still can't believe it. It was a long year, and I got high at Labor Day, and I won first at just about every place I went. It still has 22,000 behind at Labor Day, and I still can't believe it.
You rode good, partner. Congratulations. Good luck next year.